So this is the day. This is the day I've been talking about since the start of October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I haven't planned this video at all. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say, but this video is here to help create awareness of not breast cancer as such. Obviously that is the general topic here, but it's to create awareness of the importance of getting checked and being aware of your breasts. So a tiny bit of background on me. When I was 26, I had my first breast implants. I wasn't happy with my boobs. They were too small. I mean, goodness sake, it was the 2000s and we were surrounded by big boobs, glamour models and all that kind of stuff. And I'd always felt fairly inadequate with my size. So I decided to do it. And I went to London to have my surgery done. And they were great. I was really happy with the results. Anyway, about 2 to 3 years later, there was this big thing on the news and it was Christmas time, and the PIP implant was becoming a huge issue for people that had had them inserted. And I didn't know I had a PIP, but I did. And I forget now which side it was on. I only had one. I had to have it removed. When they took it out, there was a massive amount of the inside of the implant not there anymore. Obviously it was in my body, it had gone into me somewhere. And these implants contained computer plastics, I think mattress plastics, I'm not really sure, but anyway, it was removed and I had a replacement set of implants put back in. That surgery was a shambles. It was awful. My surgery, from what I originally looked like, was great, to now looking like I'd been butchered. I can't tell you how upsetting that was. I just was distraught with how I looked. Yes, I had new implants, but my appearance was awful. So after my second child, I decided that I wanted to go through surgery again to sort out the problems. I had scar lines down my torso, which meant I couldn't wear bikinis, and obviously that's a big thing because I spent a part of my life designing swimwear. I had a double bubble effect. One nipple pointed one way, one pointed the other way, and it was horrendous. So instead of going back to London where I had the first two surgeries, I came to Spire Hospital down south and had recorrective surgery. I had my nipples taken off and put back on again. I had my cavity created properly so the implant would fit in. Fine. Brilliant, and I was really happy with the results. Less scarred up because they'd hidden the original scar tissue that was created that was unnecessary, and I was happy. Anyway, a year ago, I had started to sort of feel some burning sensation down one side of my breast, and it was bothering me. The implant thing bothers me anyway, you know, wondering where all of that excess implant went. So I spoke to my doctor and I didn't do anything about it. He referred me to private hospital, which was Spire, and I didn't follow up with it. And it kind of sort of subsided and went away. The feeling kind of went away. And about a month ago, 2 months ago, it started to come back and it was really burning down one side. And I thought, this is the time to get checked. I was 40 this year, just in July. And I decided to go back to my GP, get that referral letter sent across to Spire, and today is the day I'm going to have my first mammogram. So I want to share this with you because I want you to get some, I don't know, insight into what it is to have a mammogram done. 40 is on the NHS early. I'm not sure. I think you have to be 50 to get them for free. This mammogram costs £350, which I think is absolutely ridiculous to charge that kind of money. Yes, it's a private hospital, but why the NHS do not offer this younger, I don't know. I don't know, and I just think it's a very, I don't know, it needs to be sorted. It needs to be, the question needs to be asked. I'm sure it has been asked. But not a lot of people have £350 spare to go and get a breast scan done. I have private insurance, which I think is like, for me and the kids, I think it's like £70 a month. Again, costly. I'm hoping this is going to be covered. If it isn't, I'm going to pay the £350 because, you know, I want to look after myself. If it wasn't for Gilly Ephron, a good friend of mine, posting her account of, you know, her journey through breast cancer, I wouldn't be as aware as I am now of the importance of getting checked. She is the same age as me. I've got other friends who have developed cancer in other areas that I've gone to school with. And it's not something that just happens when you're 50. This is my point. So if it wasn't for Gilly Ephron, and a big thank you to her, she has gone through a lot this year. And you can find her on Instagram, and I will tag her in this. If it wasn't for her and other women out there that share their experiences of going through ordeals like this, it wouldn't have inspired me as much to come today to get myself checked out. Now, as I said, this video isn't about breast cancer as such. This is creating awareness for you to think about potentially getting checked. So I have my appointment in about 5 minutes. I'm going to go in now. I don't know how much filming I'm going to be able to do inside. I'll do my best to get as much as possible. And yeah, I have implants, and I'm a bit sort of nervous as to how the scan and the squashing is going to occur. I believe it can be quite painful. But anyway, I'm here. I'm going to tell you as much as I can about it when I come out. And I'm going to share my story with you, and I'm going to obviously tell you how you can get a scan privately, if that's the only option for you at this stage. Anyway, I'm going in, so wish me luck, and I'll be back in a bit. So I'm in here and I'm just about to have it done. A little bit nervous, but I believe this might be the machine that will be taking the scan, which is just a mammogram. So hopefully it will be fine. Thank you. So I've just had the mammogram done, and then I went out to the waiting room. She's called me back in to rescreen it again, so I'm a bit stressed about that. But anyway, I'm going to go back to the waiting room and see what she says. But this is the machine, and basically they squash you flat from left, right and centre. It doesn't hurt, but I think for people without implants it does hurt because they squash a lot harder. But they just pushed my implant back as far as they could to actually get, I guess, a better image. But anyway, we'll go back. So I'm back in the car, and I've had it done. I've been in there for what, 2 hours. I had it done. They couldn't squeeze my breast too hard because obviously I have implants. They called me back in, as I said. I freaked out naturally. I'm thinking, oh, they've seen something. What is it? I think it was just for the fact that it's very difficult with implants to get a good scan result. So I went back, had it rescanned, went back to the waiting room, and then they called me into a little tiny office where I could see, and I will put these pictures up and show you next. And I could see my implant, my all of my breast tissue, and there was nothing there to be concerned about. But there is that only problem with implants: you can't get a proper screening. You've got to be really vigilant with self-checking. You've got to be on it. And I did ask about MRI scanning. I think she was explaining it to me, but it was kind of like going in one ear and out the other. Was trying to take everything on board what she was saying, but I think it's got something to do with the radio, what do you call it? I'm terrible. This radiography that they use. It's to expose yourself to I'm sure you know what I'm trying to explain here, but to expose yourself too often to radio waves, which can be harmful and damaging to the body. They don't really like that. If there were to be any signs of a problem in the future, that's when they would go ahead with an MRI scan on somebody like me that has implants. But nevertheless, once every 2 years, they've advised if it's something I want to keep up with, and I will do. I want to keep up with this. I mean, personally, I'd rather go once a year. And they've given me a booklet. There are different types of pain that you can go through. So there's a booklet on breast pain here. I will post screenshots of this if for anybody that couldn't get hold of one. And it's exactly what I was experiencing, but my breast pain could be due to trauma from having surgery on my breasts and having the implants. The burning sensation that I've been feeling could be nerve damage, and it also could be the fact that I do train a lot. I mean, obviously, you know, I train and I love my training, so I'm actually going to make a conscious effort to be more focused on looking after that area of my body and maybe not training so hard. But there are many reasons that you can have changes in the breast, from hormone related, your cycle, your monthly cycle, and also non-cycle related breast pain. Could be things like that I just described there, post-surgery pain, things like that, injury, having larger breasts, possibly benign but not cancerous breast condition. So it's worth getting it checked out. There are other things like chest wall pain, which can be linked to breast pain as well. But on the other side of things, taking care of yourself, and they do mention evening primrose and starflower oil as something that could help with breast pain, and you know, women in general. Well-fitting bras, relaxation, and contraceptive pills, things like that can cause issues. So yeah, I did it. I'm glad I did it. There is art at the back which anyone can create, and I think it's really important that you do something like this. This is a chart. So when you get your period, you would mark down, you can do this on any diary, calendar, mark down when you get your period, and then mark down any changes to the breasts. I mean, any feelings that change, any soreness, numbness, pain, anything needs to go in there, and create a little bit of a history for yourself. And I think that would be something that I'm definitely going to do. But I will post the picture of my scan so you can see my rather large implants, which I am a little bit regretting having them now, but I was 26 at the time. They're big, they're heavy. I'm a 30 to 28 F, and they don't serve me any purpose other than the fact that I have to go and buy, you know, bras from specific places because nowhere does my cup size. But if you are thinking about getting breast implants, you know, do think about the future and the fact that they can really hinder results of things like mammograms and make it a lot difficult for you to detect any changes with your breast. So there you go, Breast Cancer Awareness Week. I have done my piece. I will add to this at the end a picture of my scan if you want to see what the scan looks like and see what implants look like as they sit inside the breast. Obviously, they're like huge. I was like, God, there's more implant than there is breast tissue, for goodness sake. What have I done to myself? Oh my goodness. But yeah, secretly deep down I kind of wish I had smaller boobs. But there you go. I hope that has got you thinking. Go to your GP if you've got any problems. It's 50 on the NHS. If you aren't 50 and you've got any problems, go to your GP. 50 is the first time they'll scan you. To see a consultant here at Spire, including a mammogram, it's going to be around 350 mark, maybe 400. MRI even more. It's costly but worth doing if you can afford to do it. And yes, have a look at Spire. And any other place that can do a scan for you, but obviously first point of call, like for me, was go to the GP. Anyway, enjoy October. I hope this has been interesting for you, and I will follow up with anything in the future as and when it happens. So yeah, but yeah, convince your loved ones to do the same. I really wanted to show you all my scan results. They gave me this disc, but you know, I can't put it into my Mac because it doesn't have space for CDs anymore. But then this is what they basically look like. You can see there's loads online. So this one here, I mean, it's a really large implant, which is kind of what mine looked like. And then you've got the tissue around the outside, which is minimal. So the breast implant does mask a big area of the breast, but they can see well enough. But I think it's very important to be mindful to take extra care and check yourself out. And you can see this one here, I mean, there is flesh around the outside, so they can see, which is what mine looked like. You could see this area here around the edges. My implant's actually under the muscle, and it's surprising to see how small the line is of the muscle because it's been stretched so much. It's quite sick really when you actually think about it, but nevertheless the implant is obstructive, but it still means they can get results, but just be a bit mindful that, you know, if you're thinking about having implants, that stuff like this for the future might mean it's a bit tricky. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care of yourself, ladies, and enjoy the rest of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'll be doing a little bit more soon.